I'm excited about it. You guys ready for a review?
Let's do it. Poop Troop.
Let's do it. Okay. We are not reviewing Goof Troop this week. I will review Goof Troop, but not this week. This week we are reviewing Ghost. Oh, let me turn off the sound on this. Merp. There we go. We're reviewing Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Okay. We've done a review of Ghost of Tsushima before on the podcast, but they just released a free DLC for the game that, if you ask me, could be an entire standalone game as a
How much
games
did
as
that
a
cost again,
service.
Paul?
It cost $0 if you own the game,
Damn.
which is awesome. And I'm telling you, like, just before we even get into the details, like, if you compare this to other games as a service, like Destiny, or like the new Avengers game, or like Anthem, or like, you name it,
You
Division.
named it for real, yeah.
This at launch as a DLC add-on to an already existing awesome 9.9 out of 10 game.
That's what you gave it, right?
I think that's what I gave. I don't remember.
It was a 9A or something. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
something like that.
Yeah.
Comes out for free, and it's as good, if not better, than most of those other games as a service that I've mentioned at launch.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Like
Dig
I
into
said,
the meat of it.
I told you guys this earlier at the beginning of the show. If this game released as it's like totally separate, if this was not even related to Ghost of Tsushima, I would still buy this game. It's that good.
That's crazy. I want to
So
know details.
now to
High
get into
praise.
details is additionally to this, and this is something totally different, but like the one thing that I had like a complaint about for Ghost of Tsushima was that there was no new game plus.
No,
Well,
the length, basically. Yeah.
with this update, they gave us new game plus.
Oh,
as well.
that's raw. Nice. So
It's
double the
raw.
length of the game, basically.
Yeah. So it's a double win. So let's get into Ghost of Tsushima
huge.
Legends.
Are you gonna play it on plus mode real quick?
Am I going to play it on plus
Eventually?
mode?
You gonna
Yeah,
do New Game
I'm going to do a playthrough on New Game Plus. Yes, for sure.
Excellent.
For sure I will. All right, so to start out, when did the game release and how much was it? Like I said, it was free. It released on Friday.
2 days old.
Yeah, so it's 2 days old. What do I like about the game? Well, it's awesome. So you've got all the really good like mechanics of the original game. You know, the really beautiful, clean fighting mechanics. And everything's transposed into this like kind of like spoopy, evil kind of realm. Like the story, I guess, would be with the invasion of the Mongols, this opened up like a rift to like the yokai realm or whatever, and started letting evil in. So in addition to what your main character Jin is doing to save Tsushima in the real world and like the land of the living, like samurai of the past, like dead samurai, are doing the same thing in the realm of the dead to save Tsushima
Is it
and
pulling
stop.
you out of? Is this like breaking the fourth wall, or is it totally in character for the game to do something like this?
It's pretty in character. Because they do what I like is that they in the game they do touch on the supernatural, but they do a real good job of basing everything in realism. And you know, even your main character does kind of like a you know, whenever you do one of those like supernatural types of missions, he talks about like, you know, what like the real world shit that's going on would be, you know. So like it keeps you based in reality, but they acknowledge the supernatural, right?
Yeah, that's dope.
This is just like fully embracing the supernatural. Which is fucking awesome. It's got a full story. So like a full campaign. I played through that campaign in about, how long was my stream? About 4 hours. Which is really not bad, especially because what I didn't know when I was playing through the stream is the campaign builds upon itself with each difficulty level. I found that out today, actually, when I was playing. So you've got 3 different tiers of difficulty. You've got bronze, silver, and gold. And the bronze difficulty is pretty straightforward. You go do your mission, and that's about it. The silver difficulty, which is what I played today, or played some of today, then builds on that and adds mechanics,
Oh,
like
wow.
additional mechanics into the game. Um, Adds bonus objectives and also even slightly different story beats in addition to what we played before. And I can only assume that the gold tier does the same
It's
thing,
all
just builds
it's like
on
the
that
hardest
some
one,
more.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
That's sick.
Another really good thing that they do in this game is the reward system is really well thought out as far as like how the difficulty and modes are tiered. So you have a story mode and then you also have survival mode, which the survival mode is a wave based thing. Also has 3 different tiers of difficulty. Um, the base story gives you basically the lowest level gear. Then the next tier of gear that you would get from the survival mode, and then the next tier of gear you're gonna get is from the silver level story, and then the next tier of gear you're gonna get is from the silver level of survival. So like it staggers the power level of the gear that you get between the different modes. So it encourages you like to actually play these different modes and go back and forth. So you're not
That's
just playing
dope.
the same thing over and over again, which is
That's
also
fantastic.
like really smart.
Yeah.
There's also so like I if there's probably some of you have played Destiny. Most of you I know Zach's played
What's that
Destiny.
game?
Yep.
So in Destiny, you have what's called a nightfall,
Okay.
which is like the strike missions that you do in Destiny, the story missions or whatever, like really hyped up to another level, made much more difficult. Those are included in this game too. They're the nightmare modes. And then it's not out yet. I think it comes out in 2 or 3 weeks. There is a 3-part raid coming,
Wow.
and I
So they really did like just take a bunch of cues from Destiny.
yeah, I mean, like I said, this game like if you compare it to other games as a service, it's hitting all the marks. And this is a free game. There's no microtransactions.
Wow.
Everything's unlockable in the game.
That's
Like
amazing.
it's there's tons of different gear, tons of different weapons and items and cosmetics and stuff all unlockable as you play through the content.
This is like tripling the length of the game ostensibly, Once
Yeah.
you're adding
Yeah.
like all these extra modes plus integrating it into the main story plus new game plus, which is literally just double all of it.
Mhm.
So that's huge. That's a huge time boost for me. This is good to hear because the one thing that annoyed me about the review was that the length of the game was like you 100% it in like not even 40 hours, you said, or something, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
Right
that
around 40 hours
yeah.
probably.
But
Right
to
around
me,
40.
like you should 100% a huge open world game in like 100+ hours. It should be
Right.
like endless. So it is good to hear that you add at least 20, 40, whatever hours onto this just
Well,
based on.
I was saying that to Chamali earlier. Like the base game to me, even though it's an open world game, to me it really plays more like a Zelda game.
It's pretty
So
linear
like
then.
so you can play it 100% linearly. Like you can play it absolutely as linear as you want, but and then you still have the option of the open world stuff. So it's not I feel like it's kind of like a hybrid between like a linear story driven game and an open world adventure, um which is why I think it's a great game. um but
Really,
again, we're talking about the legends mode, so let's talk a little more about that. So those are the things I really like about the game. How's the gameplay? Well, if you like the base game, then you're gonna love this because it's more of that. Only better, I would say, because you get to play it co-op. Um, you get to play with new abilities that are exclusive to this mode.
Mm.
Um, Different gear grants you different abilities. At each class, there's 4 different classes. Each class has their own like super attacks and their own special things. Like uh the samurai class is, pretty tanky, really good DPS. Everything's based on, you know, a lot of attack power, right? Um Not really much in the way of support with the samurai class. The hunter is all ranged, right? So she's got like, you know, more bow ammo, quicker bow draws, more accuracy with the bow, better, you know, her super shoots out a ton of arrows, like everything's ranged. The assassin is very ninja. You can go invis, you can turn your allies invisible. So it's, you know, very based on, you know, that type of play style. And then the one that I've been playing the most of is the Ronin, which is more of a support character, right? So he's got an ability, he can summon animals, which is cool, that will like ghost animals that will attack your enemies. Um I can his super ability is a res, like if your opponent or if your homies are all dead, you can use your super and it will res them, and you can spec that out differently. So like if I wanted to, I could spec it so it when I res my homies, it lights all the bad guys on fire. Or I can spec it so when I res all my homies, everyone's health starts going up as well. So that's useful because even if people don't need a res, but everyone's dying, you can pop it and everyone will heal.
That's
And
nice.
it doesn't matter how far away they are, like it'll heal them regardless since they're in your party. Um, so everyone's got a whole bunch of unique abilities, and it's freaking awesome. Um, what else? So that's gameplay. The art is really amazing. Like I said, it's if you've played the original game, it's one of the most gorgeous games you've ever seen. Take that and then slap on like a Halloween mixed with like Japanese ghost lore look to it, and that's what you got, you know.
Nice.
And it's incredible. Everything's gorgeous. The set pieces are really cool. um I can't really say much more about that. It's just really well done. um Music is the same as the original, which is fine. I haven't noticed any difference. One thing, it's not really music but sound design. The narrator in the English is the same guy who does Uncle Iroh's voice from
Oh, he died. It can't be.
the
Oh, the second Uncle Iroh.
the second Uncle Iroh. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Yeah,
not
it's
Mako. He rests in
yeah,
peace.
yeah. No, it's not him, which is a bummer, obviously, because he's dead.
Ah, little
But
soldier boy.
but new, yeah, dude. Don't
I
make
know,
us all
I
cry
can't
out here.
okay, well, that's pretty dope. The second guy's awesome. I love that guy too.
Yeah, he's great. Actually, he did like a special birthday video for my sister the other day. Like someone got on
Oh,
what is
Cameo.
Cameo and had him do like a
How?
birthday
How'd they
video.
find him?
He's just listed on Cameo.
I mean, you
can-
just search in
Yeah.
Cameo. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so and he seems like a really cool dude. Like she reposted the video on Twitter and he went in and like said, "Hey, it was a pleasure, blah blah." You know, he's a cool guy. Anyway, he's a cool guy and he does the voice of the narrator in this game. That's what I was
That's
getting
badass.
to. So that's pretty rad. How long did it take you? So like I said before, the base level difficulty, if you're playing with a friend, you can get through it in about 4 hours. That's how long it took me. You could probably get through it quicker if you wanted to. But like I said, there's several difficulty levels. There's tons of replayability and reasons to continue playing. And this is like a games as a service. So it's like judging it by how quickly you get through the campaign of this is not really, I think, a good thing to base that off of. Theoretically, it's infinite, you know? So is it difficult? Yes. The game is very difficult. But if you're good, if you know the mechanics, which it's all the same as the base game, and you're doing good about, you know, managing your gear and stuff, it's definitely doable. And especially when you have your homies with you, you're doing your co-op, you know, they're there to support you, and that's a lot of fun, dude. There's nothing like running into like a huge group of enemies with just you and your homie and just cutting them all down. You feel like you're a badass fucking samurai, and like, dude, I can't even explain the feeling. You just have to experience it. Like,
Well, it's not unlike
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's not unlike any cooperative multiplayer game. Is like when we were playing Destiny together, Paul. Like running in and knowing the people you were playing with and knowing that they're gonna have your back is an incredible feeling.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's so cool.
And when you pull something off that's like, you know, it's like overwhelming odds, and like there's just this feeling you get, like you feel like such a badass when you do that. Like it's so cool just running in and like I don't know, like you really have to experience it to know what I'm talking about, because like I can't even explain how good it feels when I'm doing this. Like it's so cool. Like I feel like I'm playing a freaking samurai movie, you know? Like give me the feels. And like that, just co-op just brings it to a whole nother level. Would I play a sequel? It doesn't really apply, but yes.
Would Paul play another Ghost of Tsushima? Yes. Unequivocally, yes.
Always.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like Merktool in chat is saying, like coordinating assassinations is so fun. Like you feel like SEAL Team 6 of Samurai. You know what I mean? Like these elite motherfucking samurai assassins going in and just getting it done. It's rad. It's such a good feeling. Is the game worth buying at the current full price? Wait for a sale skip. So again, if you own the game already, you get it for free. Is the original game worth buying at full price? I think so.
Now it is actually.
And now it definitely is. If there wasn't enough for you before, I think now there probably is. You know what I'm saying? Like if you felt like the story was too short, well, now you got New Game Plus. If you felt like it needed co-op, well, now you got it. Now you also have all this additional content on top of that. So like it's definitely worth it. This is probably my game of the year, guys. Like I'm not even joking. This mode brings the whole package up to a 10 for me.
Let's find out if Hyrule Warriors. I don't see how it's going to be game of the year, but I think that Ghost is going to take game of the year. Yeah,
I don't think it is.
Hope it does.
I hope it does. I don't think it is.
Cyberpunk is.
Maybe. So here's the thing. Number one, a samurai game won last year. Fucking what's it called? Sekiro.
I don't think that should win best game because like kids can't even play it. So it's
but it did. It won Game of the Year, which is fine. The game's good, but it won. So number two, and I don't want to get into like politics up in here, but a lot of people in the video game journalism realm have been fighting tooth and nail for everyone to force everyone to say that The Last of Us 2 is the best game that has ever been created. Not to my knowledge. I haven't played it. I can't judge it. My sister, who is an incredibly huge Last of Us fan, she played it and she enjoyed it, but she didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. And
which
she
was
was
so there's no way this is a perfect game then.
Right. So like I feel like there's going to be a big push for that, and then we don't know, Cyberpunk could just knock everything out of the water.
I doubt it though, because it's another like movie themed game where like every time they bring like actors and all this shit in and it's very like scripted like a movie, it always falls in some way. Like gameplay suffers in some way. I've yet to see even The Last of Us. I don't like survival games as much as a lot of people, and like Resident Evil is great, and then Last of Us, I'm like I wanted more of a zombie game. I don't even know what it is. Like it's a story game. So like you're getting a story, right? So if the story isn't good, what the fuck's the point of the game? Like in my opinion. And then also the gameplay can suffer because it's, a survival game that's very hard. So it's like, what are we doing here? So I don't see how that can win if the people have a say. But if it is all like you're saying a political whatever and people are getting paid to say it, then I think it's very likely that it'll win.
I don't know. That's just kind of the vibe that I've gotten from, the game journalism this summer. I mean, there was literally articles that were posted about like why Last of Us 2 is amazing and why Ghost of Tsushima is shit. And it's like they're not even in the same genre of game. Why are you comparing the two?
That's apples and oranges.
Yeah. So
do remakes qualify for this? Because 3D All Stars is like literally 3 10s in one. So
yeah. Well, the other question is, you know, how prevalent is something? I mean, every single one of my students is playing Among Us right now.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah, and Among Us has online popularity. It's cooperative.
That game didn't come out this year, though.
Yeah.
Oh, did it not?
Did it really not?
No, that's an older game. It didn't
No
come out this year.
2018,
Among
okay.
Among Us 2 was going to come out this year, but there was such a surge in popularity of Among Us 1, they canceled Among Us 2 and just started shifting resources to improving that game.
That's kind of wild. I didn't even know that game
Yeah, I had no idea.
a month ago. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so that disqualifies that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my vote's for Mario 35 probably if I have to go for Game of the Year but it's just not revolutionary anymore, you know? So I don't know. Like, I don't have a real vote. I think I would, if I was given all of these options and I wanted to vote for what the gaming community should get in their direction of a good game and all this, blah, 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 I think I would give it to Ghost because it is like exactly what we're trying to get out of games these days. You know, the free DLC and everything, and the story is great, and all this is great, and extra, blah, 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 blah. I want more games like that. Yeah. Like The Last of Us kind of seems like, again, a movie or movie game where it's like, you know, just story and less substance. So yeah, as much as I love the Mario remakes and all that shit, like I probably would give it to Ghost because it is a new game. And I think I just realized though, we're also competing with Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh yeah.
It is probably going to get a lot of votes now. I think about it because of just the fan base. And I didn't play this one either. And
I'm gonna take off the background gameplay because I think we're done with the review. But let's continue to touch on what you're talking